Craving your next action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills of every kind on your command. Like Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, where a lone astronaut must save humanity from extinction, narrated with stunning intensity by Ray Porter. From electrifying suspense and daring quest to spine-tingling horror and romance in far-off realms, unleash your adventurous side with gripping titles that'll keep you guessing. Discover exclusive Audible originals, hotly anticipated new releases, and must-listen bestsellers that hook you from the first minute. Because Audible knows there's no greater thrill than the one that speaks to you. Discover what lies beyond the edge of your seat. Start your free 30-day trial at audible.com/WonderyUS. That's audible.com/WonderyUS.
No matter how you travel, it's good to have a plan. Some people plan every minute. No sleep, bus, museum, another museum. While others only plan to take it day by day. When it comes to your finances, a plan is just as important. You can count on Credit Karma to give you the insights you need to understand your options so you can take charge of your financial path and find your way to money. Explore how you can make financial progress with confidence today. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Brain Candy Podcast! Brain Candy Podcast. Episode 902. We're like fully in the nines.
Fully. 2 whole steps.
We're deep dick in the nines right now.
Oh, it did take her going there.
Who said that?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm into it. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I love that now you're a lesbian. You're like, that's crude. Deep dick is crude, Suze.
There's also a part of me that, as somebody who enjoys being both a giver and a taker.
Yeah, right. Okay, fair enough.
I don't mind that as much as you'd think.
Fair enough. We're in the nines, though. Tell me, what's new? What's cooking? What's happening?
Oh, I wish I had some fun updates. I got. No, it's just regular over here.
Okay, I have a story.
Busy.
Then, in that case.
You have a story? Oh my God, yeah, tell me.
I have a winner. I've been dying to tell you. It's a hoot.
Oh my God. Why are we even asking about me?
Well, as you all know, when I go to LA, I stay at the Sunset Marquis.
Yes, you do.
And the Sunset Marquis is ripe for hilarity. Okay, I'm on East Coast time. So I get up at 5 on the East Coast.
Right.
So you can imagine, I am chomping at the bit, waiting for this freaking Sunset Marquis breakfast restaurant to open, the Cavatina. And they do not open until 7 a.m., which is 10 a.m. Eastern, right? So I'm just like waiting, like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I go there, and who is there? But none other than rock legend Alice Cooper.
Whoa! Alice Cooper in the AM before the makeup. Or maybe not. I don't even know.
Yes, before the makeup. And here's what's so funny about it. So it's like an outdoor restaurant, but it's very cold right now in the mornings. And so like they turn on heaters. And so if you're opening up the Cavatina at 7 a.m., they only have like one heater on at that point. So it's like this expansive, empty restaurant. And then me and Alice, like 2 inches away from each other under this heat lamp.
Oh my gosh.
The first day, we don't talk about it.
Right.
But by day 3, we have developed like a breakfast buddy situation.
Oh my God. Okay.
Sarah,
this is hilarious.
It was.
Who broke the ice?
He did.
Okay, I was hoping so. I thought so. I thought maybe. He seems like the type who would. He seems very nice. From what I've heard, the rumors, he's a real friendly guy.
He's so friendly. And like, the second day it was more like small talk. He needed to borrow my salt, stuff like that. But then by day 3, we're just the 2 of us sitting there inches apart at 7 a.m. And he's like, I have breakfast with you more than I do my own wife. And I was like, I know we have a whole routine going right now. And then when he left that day, he said, see you tomorrow. And I was like, I'm checking out. You're going to be lost without me. And he was like, I'm checking out too. And that thus concludes my relationship with Alice Cooper. But what a joy.
One. What a joy. I love that story.
It was so funny.
You should go
to
as
me.
Alice Cooper for Halloween.
Well, in like day one, he was in like a hoodie and sneakers, which I loved.
What color? Black?
It was like a gray hoodie, jeans,
just
and
regular.
sneakers.
Okay.
But then day 2 and 3, leather, 7 a.m.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe he dressed
wondered.
up for me. Who knows?
I was, maybe.
No, he's notoriously and aggressively loyal to his wife. And I really love
very cute.
that about
well,
him.
yeah, I thought he was more dressing for you as Alice Cooper to be
yes.
to be like the part, not to hit on you or do anything
I
like
just
that. He
wanted to
doesn't strike me
clarify.
as that type at all.
No, and he was like talking about his grandkids and
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I actually overheard him talking about how he writes a song, and I thought, holy shit, people would kill to hear this.
Oh my
I mean, it was
gosh.
really special. I know it's funny, but I also like really do enjoy it, and I am like honored.
That is really special.
Yeah. So
and you
it's
play it
fun.
so cool.
I do not.
I
mean,
think
on the
that
outside, maybe.
On the outside. That's what matters, Suze.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
so anyway, shout out again, as always, to the Sunset Marquee.
And Alice Cooper.
And Alice Cooper. How bad did I want to be like Mealy Wake from Wayne's World? Remember?
Well, and I wanted to say, my name is Alice. I live in a palace. Remember when he did that commercial where he was, he did a commercial for something where he was doing double dutch and it was like jump rope. And it was something like inviting the music to come along with you or like be part of you, like something like that. And it had Alice Cooper jumping rope with other people, like double dutch style, and he's singing that song. And it's
it's
very
good that
cute.
I didn't know it. You know what I
You
mean?
would've-
Like
you
it's
would've been
like
saying that the
well,
whole
and
time.
it's good that it was 7 a.m. Like if we're talking a happy hour, things can go sideways. I don't.
Okay.
I think breakfast is the right
That
place for
is.
me to meet famous people.
That is good. And it shows like you actually are there. You're not somebody just like groupie coming to hang out in the lobby to
I was
try
just
to
reading
like
my book.
You're just being you at the old Sunset Marquee. That
Love
should
it.
be a song like just breakfast at the Sunset Marquee.
If they want PR, I mean, I'm already doing it, but like
Yeah.
I feel like we could clap. Collab with me, Sunset. Okay, so anyway, it was super fun. I loved it.
Good story.
Thanks, Sarah.
I have no stories that involve any celebrities, so
Well, I kind of invite these things. All right, let's talk brain and candy.
okay. A twofer.
Oh my God, did you ever hear about this wild scenario where my son has OCD? So I'm very fascinated by OCD and like what causes it, what sort of triggers these behaviors. And like, if you've ever met somebody with OCD, you know that they know that it's not reasonable. Like they get that it's not logical,
Yeah.
but they're going to do it anyway. And we all have behaviors like that. Like I pick my skin, right?
Yeah,
And so
we all
I
do.
know it's stupid. I do it anyway.
Right.
Anyway, there was the guy in the 80s who had OCD and he had it. Like he was just at the end of his rope. He was one of the ones that is a hand washer,
Oh yeah.
like germaphobe type.
Yeah.
And this is a really sad part. He told his mom that like he didn't even want to be alive anymore, right? It was like getting to that point. And do you know what she said? Which was, well, then you should just end it. Like she basically was like, fine, if you don't like your life, then do it. Anyway, so he tried with a gun to his head and it didn't work. Like the bullet lodged in his front left lobe.
Oh my God.
He survives and it cures his OCD.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
I'm like happy for him, but I hate that as a story. Like
I know. I was like, I'm not telling Link that story.
no.
Right. I know.
This is like that is, but that gives us information on the
Yeah.
area of the brain that OCD is linked to and how maybe we need to do some
right.
electrostimulating or something like that to those regions.
I'm surprised
to
there
elicit
hasn't been
similar
more
results.
Right. Because if we are aware of where it's happening,
yes,
then you would think there would be maybe more that they could do.
Pinpoint things. And I think
and
that is interesting.
He had no other brain damage. He went on to live a really productive life. He went to school. He was successful. I mean, what a lucky break that guy got.
That feels like a miracle. And
a miracle. And I hope he went to his mom and said, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, lady. I can't believe she said that.
I can't either. That's really heartbreaking.
That was in the New York Times. Is from 1988. And I had read something about it online. You know, these stupid, like, little blurbs where it's like, somebody in the 80s did this. And I thought, there's no way. And then I found it in the New York Times. It really did happen. Can you believe?
No, I can't. I mean, I can, but I could see why. But
Also,
I
like,
just can't believe that whole story.
And like, where were you aiming? Like, it doesn't seem like a real.
Yeah, and I think there's, I don't know, anecdotal evidence at least about people's hesitation or decisions right in those last few moments.
Okay.
And that I think
makes
is the
sense.
thing that is life-saving in some cases.
Right. Good point. Yes.
It's
well,
will.
I'm so
It's
glad
a will.
that happened.
It's a will to, I think, a will to survive.
Yes.
In a way, a survival instinct that kicks in. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, his had a happy ending, and I was just blown away by that. And like, I mean, fuck. That darn left lobe. What's going on in there? We don't know.
Wow. That's really, what a fascinating story, Suze.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is, you probably haven't seen it yet, but on Max, there's a documentary about the Karen Reed trial, which was in Boston. This was, you may have heard rumblings of it last year, where this woman was on trial for, I guess, murder or manslaughter of her boyfriend, who was a police officer in Boston, and he was found in the snow after, like, she dropped him off at a friend's house, and the prosecution is saying she hit him with her car and left him to die, and she's saying, I didn't do that. And it's like conspiracy with, like, the Boston police, and that they're like planting evidence and all this stuff.
I have heard rumblings of this, but it's true. Right?
Well, that's what I want to know. Like, she was found not guilty, so she's
right
off the hook. But like, I want to know what you think, if you think she did it or not.
Well, from what I've heard, I don't think she did it. I think it was some sort of cover-up job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right?
I don't know. I truly don't know. My gut says that she probably did hit him. Like, she was drunk. She acknowledges that. Like, she was driving drunk. I think she may have hit him with her car and, like, not realized it, like an accident kind of thing.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I haven't seen the documentary, and you have. This is just what I heard from other
totally. But like,
Ooh.
I really don't know. Like, I even after watching it, you think like, I certainly can imagine the way that the thin blue line is what they call it, the police brotherhood thing. Like, when he died, there was one of those like processions of like a gazillion cops like marching through the streets and like 50 gazillion bagpipers. I mean, they don't mess around when one of their own dies like that. And so I can see them wanting to like make sure somebody pays for that.
Yeah.
But she doesn't exactly
sense.
She's not exactly like a the kind of person that you feel sorry for. Like, she's real Boston.
Well, I feel like you have to imagine what the relationship dynamic was. If that's true, and he's a cop who's like a dirty cop, the dirty cop personality type might get with somebody who's a little rough around the edges.
He's so not a dirty cop.
He wasn't.
He was so not a dirty cop that I think it was a sibling of his.
This must be a different case that I'm thinking of.
Well, I think there were dirty cups associated with, the investigation. In his case, and part of why people were so upset that he died in that manner was that like he had adopted kids that I think of his siblings who their parents died.
Oh my God.
And so like he took them in.
How
like he's like a
sad.
really nice man.
Okay, well, but you got to paint me that picture first.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just thinking
forgot.
like cop who's like covering up, who's the kind who's covering up evidence. Maybe he had covered up some from before, and they just got to keep it going. I don't know. But no,
and, like,
he's a good
that
one.
night,
well, that changes things a bit for me.
She had left voicemails like on her drive home later that night, like, fuck you, I hate you. Like she was.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was leaving like mean voicemails. But on the other hand, like there's really no evidence. And somebody in the house where they found his body, the friend's house, this woman had Googled at like 2:30 that morning, how long to die in the cold.
No. Who Googled that? At her
this
house?
lady, like a friend at the friend's house before where he was.
No, she's guilty now. That come on.
I know.
How many
right?
times have you Googled something like that? Zero. You know why? Because we have no reason to. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. That would be open and shut case.
I do think this is why people get so into these kinds of cases, because you think it seems obvious. Okay, she hit him with her car.
Where's that bingo sheet that says I completely changed my point of view? And so I could check off that box.
Yeah, let me find that.
Right there, I saw it. Yeah.
Do you want to get your bingo card? We could play.
Sure.
Let me go get my bingo dauber. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Sarah. Susie changes Sarah's mind. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Have you had it with anything?
Not yet.
Susie changes Sarah's mind. Check.
Yeah. Okay. Here are some of the ones on our bingo card thanks to Sarah's iPad, a Brainiac we call Sarah's iPad. It's men's fault.
Whose name is actually Sarah
Yeah.
and logged in as Sarah's iPad. It's not like me. We're not referencing me in this, just to be very
her
clear.
name's
This isn't
Sarah.
like a narcissistic thing where I needed our fan to be named after my... Just to clarify.
It's men's fault. Interstellar, old gossip. Susie, silent laughs. Sarah forgets a celebrity name. Sarah cries. Susie's had it. Suze gets said. They send a shout out. Menopause is mentioned. At number 2 story, New York Times, Rasta Horn, Sarah's got a theory, and Sarah rhymes the episode number. Okay, we didn't get that one.
You got New York Times.
What did I?
Because it wasn't
Oh
that
my
first
God,
episode.
I did!
Yep. That was New York Times.
That's so funny. Okay, cool. All right.
Yep.
We'll see how we do on our bingo card.
Sure will.
Okay. So, yeah, it's one of those things where at first it seems so obvious. Like, okay, this probably happened. Like, she probably ran him over. She's like a fiery whatever. But then next thing you know, you're like, who Googles that? Who asks how long to die in the cold at 2:30 a.m.?
Nobody ever. Somebody guilty, actually. Somebody with knowledge
who
of a
murdered
crime
somebody.
that has been committed.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The documentary's on Max, though, so if you want to decide for yourself, that's where you can watch it. It's wackadoodle.
That is.
It's fascinating. Okay. Vice did an article that was right up my alley. Do old people find other old people hot?
Oh, I've always wondered this.
Okay. What do you think?
I would say that I am adjusting for age. Like what I think
Me too.
is attractive.
Yeah.
Is a
Getting
more
older.
womanly body, like is getting old. Yes, and though that that's what I am attracted to. Now
Me
it's not
too.
like I could just see how as I age, I will appreciate an aging body with my partner.
Me too. I agree.
I
And that
thank
was
God.
obviously that was my theory because like my ultimate man is Larry David. So
Right,
I know
exactly.
where I stand.
Yeah.
But like I was curious to know whether this is like everyone or just me or what. And this is absolutely not scientific. It's just like a journalist going around some sort of senior village asking them, like, do you guys think other old people are hot? And what I really loved about it, I mean, it was just playful and interesting, but what I loved about it was I feel like I got a little nugget of insight, which maybe, it seems like maybe it depends on whether somebody finds themselves attractive.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I picked up.
Okay.
Because a lot of the people that said, like, no, I'm not looking at them or they're gross or whatever, also kind of said that about themselves. That, like,
okay. So you have to appreciate your own body as it ages.
And we do. Like, I feel like you and I in our
definitely
age right now are like, yeah, I'm hanging in. I could do, I'm fine with myself.
Fine.
And so then we're like fine with other people that are like
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And do you think that may be true for young people too? That like the level that you're sort of like horned up? Because you know me.
I feel like this changes because you've gotten rid of a lot of the like reproductive drive, the like biological drive at that point. So
then it's just about like energy or something?
Yeah, with maybe your belief system about old people, like what your beliefs are about an aging body, rather than being driven by the need to procreate. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think that young people are just going to be like attracted to the typical markers for
the ratios.
Good, offspring, like successful offspring.
Because like the one guy that they asked, he was married and he said he still found his wife like hot and that like he made her breakfast every morning because he wanted her to know that she was sexy. And and then like I don't know, like he was just sort of like really an admirer of his partner, and that's like the dream, right?
Yeah, I think if you can keep appreciating each other like that and keep it playful and like grab each other's butts a lot.
He was saying that like even her mannerisms he thought were sexy, and
that's
it doesn't
cute.
have to just be about like the physical form. It can be about like the way they move in the world.
That is the stuff that I'm attracted to. My partner has like cute little moves that she does, like when she's excited or happy, and I'm just like, oh god, that is so cute. Come here, like I gotta squeeze you.
Yeah, and I don't see why that would have to wear off.
No, it would only get stronger, and then you just find more and more little things.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps it spicy and fun and like keeps like the flame going. And then you want to like have sex, and I think when you're still like physical and connecting in that like intimate way, then it kind of also helps you stay attracted to your partner.
And I feel like that's why humor is so important too, because that's not dependent and you know, intellect and stuff like that, the intangibles, because those don't go away ideally. And if you're still laughing
right
and like engaged in, you know, mind connection, that's hot. Who cares if you're saggy?
Who cares?
Not me
one little bit.
I think I like it more.
My girlfriend and I always joke we can't wait till we're old and we get to like play with each other's boobs, but when we do that, we grab really low. We do like this motion of like, I can't wait to play with your boobs, but they're way down here. So that is funny.
Right. For real. I am fascinated by that too, because you know mine are always at attention.
Yeah.
But like if you have real big naturals, those guys are they head south. Nothing wrong with it. I think they can look really pretty and everything, but I'm just saying it's a totally different situation than I'm dealing with. Mine are unnaturally
not going anywhere.
Ready to roll.
Right.
I have my appointment this week, see what they say to schedule this.
I'm excited. What is involved in this first appointment?
Well, they're going to look at the images and confirm what we know to be
What
true,
we know.
which is there is a rupture. And then they're going to say, you need surgery, and here's when it could be. I'm curious whether they say like ASAP or if it's more like,
Oh, I bet
you
it'll
can
be
kind of,
ASAP.
maybe. I hope not.
Do you need me to
like,
come
I'd
out
rather.
there? I'm really good at taking care of people.
No, I'm hoping they say like you can wait till winter. Where I don't want. It's like you with the POW.
You
I don't
do
wanna
not
waste
want to
the
be doing
sun.
that during summer. Right,
Yeah.
right. And they're going to
So-
make it in like June or July, some
I'll be
awesome
like,
time.
No way, man.
No
I'm
way,
going to bet
man.
on.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in that. And then
That's a good
everybody that
question.
I've asked feels that if I did like a full C
Yeah.
instead of these giant
Yes.
melons, that would be an improvement. And I think that too.
I totally do. I
Okay,
can't wait.
right? Do
Yeah.
you? Because
Yes.
I really want someone to tell me if it's
I'm
not.
telling you. It's a
Okay.
great idea. That is what you should do.
Yeah, right?
Teardrop shaped.
Like nice, ample,
Yeah.
not ridiculous,
Right.
not
Natural.
distracting.
Right.
Okay.
That fit your frame well.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Oh, you know what? Okay, so there is an article about accents.
Oh, interesting.
This was about somebody on TikTok. I think that they may be a linguist, and they were sort of crowdsourcing something they had heard, a type of speech pattern they couldn't put their finger on, and I think they were just trying to say, hey, they were referring to like influencer speak a particular way, and they were describing like the use of vowels and how they pronounce them differently. It was like really cool that there could be something that influencers may be doing separate with their vowels.
Yeah.
But anyway, the response in all the comments was like basically sexist and saying like, you have vocal fry, and because she was a young academic, and you sound like an influencer, and like criticizing her way of speaking.
Oh.
And so then she responded to all the comments by saying
I
like,
hate that.
I wasn't saying that the influencer speech pattern was a negative. I was
Right.
just curious about, have you noticed it? Like, but she found it interesting that people assumed she was maybe being critical, and that she compared the way that they do linguistic research sometimes compares to the way we talk about smell. When you say something smells, you assume it's
yes.
bad. And the only way to clarify otherwise is to say it smells good.
Good.
And
That is the default. If something smells, it's bad.
yeah, if you walk into a room,
If I
you're
walk
like, oh,
in,
it smells
there's a
in
smell
here.
in here. Ah, yes.
Right?
Yep. There's currently a smell in my
smells.
downstairs area because I forgot to put the clothes in the dryer
Right.
for all weekend. And it is right in my kitchen area, and I got to wash it 3 times. It's got to go through. It's like,
And we all know that smell.
I hate that smell.
And it ain't good.
Right. And I wouldn't say
And-
there's a bad smell. I would just say there's a smell.
Right. And so she was sort of pointing out to TikTokers that like the challenge with linguistics is similar, that when you point out a different way of speaking, that it's assumed that you're saying it's bad. That if someone has an accent, it's more likely to be bad unless we specifically say like they have a really nice accent.
Right.
Right. And so then she was also saying, her name is Eleanor Stern. And she was also saying that like the internet itself has changed the way people talk around the world. And that it used to be that where you were from dictated how you spoke. So there was far more like variety. But it was, based
Geographically,
on,
like
geographic.
regional.
Yeah. And now it's far more likely that you're being influenced by what you hear online.
Yeah, now it's like, what group do you what media do you consume or who do you follow?
But that changes more rapidly. So like in 2 months, it might be a different style of speaking.
Absolutely.
So it's more homogenous, but more likely to change quickly over time. And that's something I'd never considered. So I thought that was interesting.
What are the other, I don't know, ways of speaking? What are we seeing that are trends like that?
Well, of course, the vocal fry thing.
Yeah.
The upspeak, where people sound like they're asking a question.
Go up at the end and then keep talking like this, and then you never know when something's done.
Yeah.
Or what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then I guess the cadence that she was sort of describing about how influencers talk, and it was so specific that it didn't ring true for me, but I don't watch a lot. I don't watch TikTok, and I don't know a lot of that style. So I was like, I don't know what she means. But these linguists are so specific. It's like,
yep. Well,
detail.
if you ever doubt that it is happening, or like, watch a kid who watches YouTube, like put a camera in front of a kid who watches YouTube. They will, hi guys. Like, there's a tone that those kids who view those videos will get that is very, it feels adult. Like it feels like a sales
like a
pitcher.
broadcaster.
Yes. And it is very, I mean, for a while, I think we had thought, oh, it's so cute. And they kind of talk like that. But now to me, it feels like, wow, they are performing. I mean, they were always performing. I guess so was I when I was little. It's just like, yeah, it's just what's the trend of how to perform and how to talk.
Yeah.
I guess we've all been doing that. It's just, like you said, it picks up faster.
And changes quickly.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Okay. Moving on. There's like some bozo called the box demon.
Oh, I already hate it.
Okay. So this lady claimed that somebody delivered a box to her porch and it was empty.
Okay.
And this person was wearing a mask made out of a paper plate. And it had these like teeth, and it was menacing and scary and spooky.
How scary can a paper plate be?
You should look up Box Demon on there.
Okay, I will.
Because it was fucking creepy AF. I would rather see somebody in like one of those black like ninja mask thingies than this hellscape.
Oh, God, that is creepy. Oh, I hate it. Oh, God, it's awful because it's like, looks like it's going to be cute, but then it's demonic and evil. And it looks like this is really creepy. And it almost looks like he's got like a rainbow colored flower. Like this is
it's too
gross
colorful.
misuse of the rainbow flag.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So I'm like all on board because the headline implied that it was like freaking out an entire town. So I thought the box demon was like wreaking havoc in some sort of like Mayberry situation. But then when I read what?
How are we sure this lady isn't the box demon?
No,
itself?
we're not, Sarah. I'm glad you asked that because when I took a closer look at this article, the police identified who the box demon was. I don't know how they figured it out, but they figured out who the box demon was. And then when they told her who it was, she was like, never mind. And that was the end of it. And they have not revealed the identity of the box demon.
Oh, it's her. It's her. That looks like the same person. And all I saw is a side by side of like her and that's, I mean, they have very close body types.
So she wanted attention.
This feels like that. And it feels like a woman would make it
Totally.
rainbow colored. She like
Yeah, like artsy.
you know how they say like when somebody's lying when there's too much detail in there?
Totally.
This feels like somehow the same version of
Right,
that.
like there was nothing in the box, and they're calling it a box demon. Who came up with that name? Who's running
it's like
PR
the murderer
for this guy?
naming themselves in
Right. Like, what was that cryptogram guy?
Yeah, like
They
BT
haven't caught him yet?
Oh, Zodiac Killer.
Zodiac. I feel like Zodiac named himself.
I probably.
He's like, call me Zodiac.
A couple of them did. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know who you are, Box Demon, but I think I might know who you are.
I think I might know. Fuck.
I mean, what is the point? What
And
are
then
you
she
doing?
just disappears. And then
She's like,
did the box demon go to anybody else's house?
No.
Okay.
She was the
If you
lone
truly are
victim.
a demon, then
Right.
Up your soul
it
count.
said it was wreaking havoc in this town. And I thought, oh my gosh, this box demon's going to all these porches.
wreaking
Nope.
havoc at a house. The call is coming from inside the house. The call is check phone. What do you call that? Caller ID.
Yeah.
Serial number.
Yeah, man. All right, box demon, we're on to you.
We're on to you. I do love a story like that. I like a harmless haunting.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's fun. I remember when the clowns were in the woods and everybody was freaking out because they were just like some teenagers dressed up or whoever dressed up as like creepy clowns, but all they were doing would be like walking through town with the balloon, and they weren't doing anything bad, but it just looks scary as fuck when somebody does
Yeah.
that. That's safe danger. and
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
it.
that should be illegal. I do. It's
I'm
scary.
like, more please. Susie's like, make it a criminal offense.
Death penalty.
Yeah, lock them up.
It's not right to do. They know they're scaring the bejesus out of people.
Would you say that you've had it with people like that?
Yeah, I've had it. Get out the dauber.
Get out the
I've
doubler.
had it. My God, what if I get bingo because I've had it? This is like,
Set myself up. Susie's
you
had
did.
it.
well, because all I have to do is go like this, and we can do another one.
Woo!
Rasta!
Rasta horn.
Anytime we need like to dab. Wow, I'm one away from bingo.
I am too.
Okay, what do you need still? I don't want to
won't
tell
tell
you. Okay. Next up.
Oh yeah, it's way more fun if I don't tell you what I need and you don't tell me, and that this is great. What a
Yeah,
fun
it
game.
is. Okay. Work from home has made us awkward. Duh.
Well, I could have told you that.
I mean, we already were, though.
Well, yeah,
mean-
it just it made me more that awkwardness comes from like a little voice, a little pause that I have. Oh, you know what? We even talked about this on This Changes Everything. I had a guest that wrote a book on connection and studied that and said that what happened is we got the message that other people were dangerous, were unsafe, that there was like some unseen
Threat.
threat out there. And so what that did was taught us that we should be cautious in who we approach. And that little added bit of like, ooh, I got it. The thing that keeps us safe is also preventing us from doing the thing that we also need to stay healthy, which is stay connected.
Right. And like, I do wonder though, with regard, this is probably not even a scientific study either, but because I wonder, like, is it work from home that made us awkward, or just like going through the trauma of a pandemic and like,
Yeah,
like, I'm not
it's
so
that.
sure it's just like having work
Because
from home.
You can work from home and still not feel like others out the world are a threat.
Yeah.
But this added thing of others feeling like there's danger out there, or these people could. And this is so like subconscious that we're not aware of these thoughts. We're not like going out there thinking, oh, other people are dangerous. It's like little teeny tiny beliefs
like,
that our brain has.
Do I move closer to this person?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's something in there that goes, nope, stay safe. And then we don't act on that. Where before, when that threat or danger wasn't there, we would say the thing. We would strike up a conversation in the grocery store line or whatever. More opportunities to make connection.
That's why we should really be applauding Alice Cooper for
yes, absolutely
having the initiative there.
I agree.
Well, in this case, it says that 73% of respondents said they showered before working from home.
Oh, what? 73%.
Compared with 85% who said they showered before going into the office. So there's like there's a 12% difference there. That like if you're working from home, people are like, I don't need to shower.
Yeah, duh. I don't even put on
You're
pants.
like, I don't see the problem here.
I see no problem either.
Okay.
Are they saying that we're less like when that kind of makes us feel more awkward, or we're not engaging in those like personal hygiene care things?
Yeah, they're saying like it's not great.
Okay. Well, yeah, and if you did that a bunch, there could be negative. There could be downsides to that.
And then it said that 81% of remote workers said they put on deodorant compared with 95% of in-office. And then this one is the
20% that's not doing any of that shit is real funny for me.
Why?
Well, because I just usually I'm on the side of the majority of I know why I'm doing this.
Is it that you're making a choice not to?
It's that. Yeah, now that you say it, I might be putting it on as like a courtesy to other people, which is kind of a weird thing to think that it's not part of my routine as much. And I think this might be a little bit of like the saver mentality that I have of like, I'm not deserving of those things. Like I'll save. I even don't drink bottles of wine when I'm at my house by myself. I'll just save them for when somebody's going to come over or something like that. It's like things aren't for me myself. That's for, I don't know, special events or treats or other people, which is
I think you can go ahead and put
behavior.
Deodorant in the mix for you.
I think I could too, because I'm telling you, I'm feeling a little ripe at the end of today. And it's not even the end. It's only about halfway through my day.
I can't, deodorant is one thing, showering is one thing, but this...
Oh, don't tell me about teeth brushing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no!
Okay. I'm grateful that the percentages are higher across the board, but that it's 95% when you're going to the office, 92% when you're just at home.
Well, I'm happy that 92% of people are brushing their teeth.
Okay, but that is a lot of people that are like, no, thank you.
Don't they feel the sweaters on their teeth?
That's what I want to know.
I have a mouth feel that's gotta go.
Gotta go.
Got to go.
And then the fact that 95% are brushing to go into the office, 5% are not.
Yeah, but we all know who those 5% are. We've met them.
But what is wrong with them? What in the fuck are you doing?
You know what?
How do you have a job?
Sometimes I think it's people who don't like how it feels. Like there's a lot of overlap for people who maybe are on the spectrum and struggle with teeth brushing or those kind of things because of how it feels.
You gotta brush them.
Yeah, definitely have to.
I'm so sorry it feels like that to them, but
you gotta
brush.
Yes, you do.
Those babies. Because I bet...
Could you imagine if your son said, I don't like the feeling of toothbrush bristles, or I don't like the feeling of...
Well, yeah, and I'd say, you know what you'll hate worse than that? When they drill into your tooth to give you feeling.
Yep. Oh, my God. I didn't get my first cavity until I was 37 years old. And when I did, I was like, holy shit, I am never skipping.
Right.
We're flossing. We're flossing. I get it. That was...
For real. Because it sucks.
That was a game changer. I left and I was like, well, now I know why people don't fucking like the dentist.
Yeah.
That was awful. And the next time he was like, you have to have somebody drive you here because I have to give you anti-anxiety. I have to give you medication to calm me down because this is too much of a reaction.
Yeah, it's a lot. And it hurts. And it's you got to brush your tooth, man. You got to brush it.
I want to brush mine right now. And I think I might be 2 times already today.
Yeah, good, Sarah. I love that. I love that story. Okay.
Here, wait, but I have a question. How come when I use dental floss, sometimes it's different than when I use my water pick? I think like they all want to talk to me about how the water pick's the best and da-da-da. Am I just like being too aggressive with my floss? Because sometimes like my gums never bleed. And then I try flossing one time with regular floss instead. And then this one right here always wants to get like that. Am I just being too rough? Or
no, I think you have to floss.
I think you do too.
Yeah, the people who say that it's a replacement are false.
It's not true.
It's not true.
It feels different now that I've been doing it consistently. So I want both. But
yeah, do both because the pick is great.
And it does feel like it's not. Okay, glad we cleared that up.
For real. Because if you floss and then you take a sniff.
Whoa.
And then you say, that would have been in there forever. If I didn't get that out.
I want to floss right now.
Remember when we were in our candy club last month and the brainiac started talking and I was like, you have beautiful teeth. And she was like, you're the reason that I floss. And she said,
yes,
she started flossing when I said on the show, if you start flossing your teeth, it'll change your life.
Yes. And she said, you were right. She said it did change her life.
She did.
She was like, so many things changed after that.
It's a snowball, people. You got to start small.
Yep.
And that is a hilarious thing to experience for me personally. But also, like, what if I started a cult that was like just about oral hygiene?
I think 4 out of 5 people would approve.
Sarah, he's so stupid. Good one. Is this on there? Is this on our bingo? Like Susie erupts.
No, you gave me a full laugh for that one.
Damn, that was so good.
I liked it.
What a great line. Okay, fine. We don't get anything for that. Okay. I was reading about Muzak. You know about Muzak?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Remind me what the hell that is. It used to be a thing.
It used to
be
a thing.
What is that?
Muzak is what you would normally hear in like a grocery store of the speakers.
Yes.
It's like nondescript, like maybe like an instrumental version.
They've neutralized. They've muted any of the curse words. I know exactly what this is. I know
it's
the
like
stations.
Kids Bop
I remember
for adults.
it. Yep.
It's adults bop.
Yep. Oh man,
Yeah.
and I used to always fight at my work to get, because they have stations that are like themed, and I was always fight to get the 80s playlist or like the retro playlist on there. We can get like they wanted like pop. Anyways.
Well, and like it's sort of become this joke where you'll see it in movies or whatever, where like the character will go to the grocery store to shop, and that's the type of music that you hear, and it's like usually symbolic of like kind of like sad existence.
Yeah.
Because it's like this muted, not joyful musical experience.
Yeah.
Anyway, I read about the history of it, where this guy, George, he had a PhD and he worked in tech for the military, super smart guy. And he developed this technology called multiplexing, which made it possible to send multiple telephone conversations over the same wire. And it was some revolutionary thing.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to sort of like use the same methodology and technology and create a business. And so he decided he was going to try to sell this idea to like companies. Well, actually, he wanted to sell it to people. Like you could have music pumped into your house through, these wires, telephone wires.
Oh, okay. I get it.
For a fee every month. So like $3 a month. And you can get
like elevator music, background music in your own house.
At that time, it wasn't necessarily elevator music, but it was just any music.
Yeah.
And that didn't go well. Nobody was taking the bait. And so then he adjusted his sales and decided to try to sell it to businesses. And he
that makes sense.
Used this evidence, that music can affect worker morale, for example.
Yeah.
So like if you're in a factory and you put in some high-paced music, maybe people will work faster, you'll have more productivity, whatever. And so this was his pitch to all these companies. And that was his golden goose. That worked. And it was effective. So he ended up selling this technology to all these companies. But what we know it as is sort of like what ended up being pumped into grocery stores. And they would sell this service for $1.50 a month for 3 channels of music and news. And they convinced people that not only would workers be more productive, but also that shoppers would spend more money. And? Like it depends on who you ask. So some,
and probably what business you're in.
Probably, and probably what songs playing and stuff. Like there's probably a lot of variables.
Like I don't necessarily want like the nurses at the hospital right after I had surgery to be listening to like music and bopping their toes along.
That's an interesting idea.
Like
because
focus.
When you do you ever visit somebody in the hospital, it is eerily
dead
quiet.
silent.
Yeah,
dead silent.
Except for the beeps.
Yeah.
The beeps of the machinery.
Right.
Maybe they could use a little bit of something. A little.
Or it would
classical?
like ruin that song for you for forever. Every time you heard that song, you're like, oh, PTSD.
I don't know if it could just be classical.
It could go the other way, right?
Because it is so.
There's got to be a reason why they don't, right? Don't you feel like
sure
everything is thought about in the hospital, like that kind of? There's
Sarah,
a reason.
I get what you're saying, but like at the same time, a lot of what they do is counter to logic, like these 24-hour doctor shifts. Everyone knows that's not helping anybody.
That doesn't make it right. We're right. Okay, you're right. It's just kind of how things are done.
Yeah.
And
remember we talked on here about they have developed machines that use a different
the beep
tonality and for the beeps that is less jarring and disruptive. I think they could use a little ambient music.
Yeah. I know I as a patient definitely could. Just give me
they
a little
could do
something.
a lot to make the patient experience better for sure.
It feels like, now that I think about it, I've gone to all the hospitals I go to are like teaching hospitals, like these big, hospitals and stuff. It's like, I don't even remember music playing in the waiting rooms.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
That feels different than how things used to be done.
I don't know, but I know that it sucks when you're there.
Suck. Physical therapy, no music. Physical therapy, you should at least have music there.
Yeah, pump up the
We're
jams.
all just like tossing medicine balls and standing on Bosu balls with one leg. Come on.
Wait, have you done this?
Yeah.
For the hysterect?
Well, I go a whole bunch. Plantar fasciitis for after my foot, for my finger. I go to physical therapy, and then pelvic floor physical therapy, which could really have some
You've been through a
there.
lot.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
I mean, for real.
Yeah,
You've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could just say it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, Muzak, well done. I just love stuff like that though, because it's like I love the people that can create a business out of nothing.
Yeah,
And
it's smart though. Like I can remember I can remember seeing that, and we must have paid at the business I was working at for like a bigger subscription that had multiple channels, because there was a Christmas channel, there was like an adult and they had names. And I can't remember what they were, but I can remember being like, turn to this channel, turn to like having a favorite one that, it's a little walk down memory lane. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Okay, last thing is, it was sort of a bummer, to be honest with you. The Atlantic did a story about why there are girls can't play baseball.
Oh.
And I was
I don't like that.
Wait a minute, what do you mean by that? And then I thought about it, and it's like, we have women's basketball. We have women's everything.
Can I guess?
Okay.
Do you have the answer?
Yeah.
Depth perception problems. Vision.
I love that. Well, it depends on who you're asking. The reason there are no baseball teams and they are forced to play
I see
softball.
what you mean, because like we have softball, not.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the profession, like even softball. We don't have like major leagues like that where we do other ones. Like I wonder. I don't know. I just guess okay, I heard that question different, but yeah, go ahead.
No, but like in a way you're right, because the answer is just that for some reason in baseball, the stereotype of like women are too frail and can't physically handle it was maintained all this time.
Right.
Whereas,
even though it seems like one of the laziest sports with the least physical contact.
We already talked about this. Like, have you seen these guys?
Right.
Like spitting in the dugout?
All I got to do, hit a ball, run, not even that fucking far, 3 times, 4 times, and then I'm done. That's it.
That's what I don't get, is like how this sort of lie was able to be maintained for so long that now the only other sport that doesn't have team equivalents for women is football, and that's because nobody should be playing football.
And right. But they do
like,
have like, yeah.
We're like, we don't want it.
Right. Right.
But
we're
with
not done
baseball,
right.
we wanted it. And then they're like, try this one, which is like
with this bigger ball.
Bigger ball, smaller diamond. Everything about it is easier and simpler. I should say simpler. And smaller, except for that goddamn ball that's humongo.
Yeah.
And then the pitchers have to pitch underhanded.
Why? That's weird. Everything about that is weird.
The whole thing is so weird. And like when you read this history in the Atlantic, it's so gross because there's like a little league commission. Like, I don't know, this organization that is so powerful, and they do not want girls. And they fought it tooth and nail. And there was like lawsuits. So like some girl wanted to play and her parents had to sue.
Good. No, not good that she had to, but good that they did.
And the judge was like, this is stupid. In the trial, they brought all this evidence of like women's bone density.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. We're talking
real.
about 7-year-olds. I hate everything about that.
It was infuriating if you read it, where it's like, they are bringing all this quote unquote evidence about how our bodies are so pathetic that we can't handle that dumbass sport.
Yeah. That's please.
So the judge was like, don't be stupid. This is silly.
Good.
They won.
Good job, Judge.
The Baseball Little League Commission appealed. By the time it got done, this person won, but she was too old to play in Little League.
Oh my God.
But at least
she paved the way.
She paved the way. But now, like, even now with the MLB, they have these cool camps in the summer where, like, I think it's called, like, fantasy baseball camp or something. And they have men's, and there's only two programs in the whole league that allow women's. So there's 2 women's leagues that do it, and all these people come, and it's like from 18 to 70, like the age range of these women.
Oh wow.
Like fucking League of Their Own shit.
Yeah.
And they just play for 2 days in this stadium.
Well, that's cute.
So cute, but like, why are we taking crumbs? It's
right
stupid.
That is crumbs. Well, there's the good news. There are a lot of changes happening in women's sports right now.
That's right.
And that they're building an entire new soccer stadium for the women's team out here in Denver. That's coming out here.
That's so great.
Or that they're like a whole new.
And we're going to buy tickets, and you're going to make your damn money, fools.
Yes, definitely we are. Yeah.
And they are doing a women's baseball league, so it's happening.
Oh, good.
Just like hockey and all the others. Because basically, once they saw the money that could be made, okay, fine, if that's what it takes. I don't know why it took so goddamn long, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, duh.
But our bones are fine.
Yeah, they're fine. And so is our depth perception. Pretend like I didn't say that.
Well, no, I mean, I think that the fact that they've been so adamant that females can't play makes you think, well, there must be a reason.
Right. And the reason why I made that assumption is that after reading that David Epstein book, The Sports Gene, he talks about the difference between a high school player or college player that does well and a pro, and why you can tell with a kid in like junior high, whether they have the ability to make it to the pros or not, and it is eyesight.
Oh, wow.
That's what it comes down to. Your ability to see the ball far away and anticipate like where it's going to go. And it had a lot to do, everything to do with eyesight. If you are a kid who wears glasses and think, wow, I'm really good at baseball, you probably will not be. You won't be in the pros because you can't. They're seeing it faster.
Would you say that whenever you said that about depth perception, that was you having a theory?
I definitely would say that is me having a theory. Dab it up.
Bingo!
Woo!
Yay! Oh my God.
That was good.
Wow.
Would you say you have a theory?
What were you waiting on?
I am waiting on old gossip.
I thought you might be. I don't know why.
And I'm also
that.
waiting on a number 2 story.
Well, I can't believe that didn't happen.
We had a plenty last episode, but none this.
Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you for playing along Sarah's iPad and making this amazing bingo card. Thank you all for listening. And please check out thebraincandypodcast.com if you want to use any of our coupon codes. And our patreon.com/braincandy if you want challenge content. Or if you just want to leave a 5-star review, which is free to you, but means the world to us. Priceless.
Yes, priceless.
Please do that. We love you. You're the best. We'll see you next time.
Bye.